Have you not been able to have a healthy relationship, or are you in a relationship and it's just not healthy? These are the things I can tell you exactly what you need to do in order to have a healthy relationship and why your relationships have not been healthy thus far. Hello, YouTube. My name is Kellyanne Rose, and I am here to talk to you about everything law of attraction, spirituality, and personal development. So, without further ado, let's get started. In this video, I'm going to be talking to you about the things that you need to do in order to establish the fact that you are ready to dive into a relationship, whether you're already in a relationship and you need a healthy one, or whether you just can't hold on to a relationship because none of your relationships are healthy. The first and number one thing, and the overarching theme here, the first thing that you need to do is, drum roll please, learn to be happy alone, okay? Now, if you haven't done this, or say you know people and they're, in super successful relationships and they haven't done this, they can be in relationships, but I guarantee you that relationship is codependent. And it's another thing to consider is that you can relearn, if you can relearn who you are at different stages in life, because the thing is unless you are not growing, which most people are growing, right? They're growing into different people every 5 years or so. Every 7 years, we replace all of the cells in our body are completely different than the 7 years prior. So many people are in relationships that could be okay, but those relationships are probably codependent if they have not learned how to be happy alone, single, without that relationship. And it's also important to understand how number one, to first, how to be happy alone. It's okay to depend on, friends and family a little bit here and there, and understand your needs as far as, are you an extrovert or are you an introvert? Do you gain energy from being around people, or do you gain energy from being alone? So step one is that. Figure that out. If you gain energy from being with other people, then you know that it's healthy for you to have a mix of people in your friends, whether it's some family members or some friends that you're hanging out with some of the time, but also knowing that relationship with yourself comes first. I happen to be an introverted extrovert, so relationships are important to me, but none of my relationships are successful if I can't have a relationship with myself first. If you are an introvert, it is very important that you have that relationship with yourself first. I could be completely fine, not really, like I said, I'm an extroverted introvert, so those relationships are important to me. So number one, it's learning those things. Are you an introvert or an extrovert? And then number two is really just understanding what you like to do and finding your passions without the other person. So some relationships, you're going to have the same passion and stuff that you like to do together. And some relationships, you're going to have stuff that's completely different. I like to do acro yoga. My boyfriend likes to surf and skate, and I like learning how to surf, but there's things that I like to do that he doesn't want to go to my wellness workshops for women, right? So it's healthy to have those separate things. And the point is that it's okay to do different things, but it's also important in that case to establish things that you like doing together. So number one, you've got introvert and extrovert, understanding that. And then number two is establishing the passion that you have on your own, the passion projects that you have on your own. Because at the end of the day, if the only passion projects you have, you're sharing with your partner, that is not going to be healthy, because what happens if something happens to your partner? What happens if your partner is, goes away? What if they're, working and they're traveling and they're not there for you? That is not healthy. And I know that that's something that a lot of moms go through, maybe traveling, where their husbands are traveling, or maybe they're maybe I know that military moms, this is especially important for. And that's why I think it's wonderful that there's like this military mom community in a lot of the naval bases and stuff. But I think that it is very important, if you are like a military mom, to establish your own, or just a military wife where like your husband goes away, to establish what are your habits and hobbies, and what are your passion projects that you love doing alone, like regardless is if your husband is there or if your partner is there. And it can be the same thing for your wife if she's the one traveling, or if it's just your girlfriend, or whoever, your boyfriend, and whoever it is. Okay, so establishing what your passion projects are. And that's even jumping ahead to like I think backing up a little bit, it's really important to, number 3, think about, what are my basic essential needs? So yes, it's great to establish like what level of social life you need, and with the introvert and extrovert thing, and then also understand like what your passions are. But on a basic level, like, what do I like to eat is important. What does my body need? Like, what level of exercise does my body need? How much money do I need to make? Like, what things are like necessary for me that I consider my basic needs? So like for example, my basic needs, like living by the beach is a basic need for me, because I have a generalized anxiety and I'm very sensitive and I get overwhelmed easily. So being able to walk out that door, or just being in nature in general, but the beach seems to be the best solution for me. I can walk out that door and I can walk 2 blocks down the street, and I'm immediately in meditation when I am at the ocean. So that living by the ocean is almost a basic essential need for me. What else is a basic essential need? I need to sleep. I need like 8 hours at least, probably more like 9 hours at least, to sleep a night. Am I getting it? Is it helpful when I'm not getting it? No. Like, I need that sleep. So if you're you just can't, like, if your partner, you're all of a sudden you're in a relationship and you're not getting the sleep that you need, that obviously that's not healthy, right? So it's about backing up and saying, hold on, this is what I need sleep. I need sleep. I'm not getting sleep in this relationship. So once you know what your basic needs are, it's going to help you like be healthy in a relationship. I think a lot of people get lost as far as like with their own mental health. I mean, sometimes it's easy to slip into a depression if your partner goes away on a trip or something and you just like don't even know how to take care of yourself. Everything just goes, disarray, and that is a codependent relationship. So that is why being single and being happy and healthy alone is like the key essential ingredient, and is so important to know how you operate so that you can be in a healthy relationship. So I would just leave it at that. With your basic essential needs, understanding your socialization and what level you need, and just understanding like what your passion projects are. And then of course, like with your basic needs comes financial needs. Like what are some other basic needs that I have, for example? Well, I need to like breathe. So yoga is part of my basic essential needs. I need to meditate. I need to calm myself. I need to eat healthy food. So some people are born on this earth and in this life with easier tasks, and some are born with much harder tasks than others. We're just spirits living inside of a human body. And when we come to earth, we have like karmic tasks and karmic duties that we are here to fulfill. For some people, it is, being single for their whole life. For some people, it's being a mom for their whole life. For some people, it's traveling for a while. For some people, it's being a therapist, a nurse, whatever it is, that is their karmic duty if they're following that will. Don't let yourself get caught up in a relationship where you are following the dharma or the karma of someone else. Maybe that is your dharma to do that. But just that is why meditation is so important. And it can seem like this video is all over the place, but I can tell you exactly that meditating will help you hone in on exactly the things that you need to do in life, because once you connect, you meditate, you connect to the divine, you're going to be getting these downloads and understanding what it is, and also staying open and asking and praying. And that's why, like, my relationship with God, for example, and my spirit strength and spirituality is so important in my life, because knowing that I can have that faith and ask and trust that whatever is popping up in my life, whatever I'm seeing, I'm following those signs to bring out that karmic duty of mine, right? So if I'm driving along and I'm seeing signs about dad, and I'm like, okay, I've seen 3 signs about papa. Like, this literally happened half an hour ago. I was driving home and I saw 3 different signs that, like, dada, papa. I'm like, okay, I need to call my dad. Or if, like, my auntie pops up in my head and I'm like, okay, I need to connect with her. When is that holiday party? And usually when you're the universe will send you signs, and you can connect with people following those signs, based on what you see. So relationship to God and prayer is also just the strongest tool that you could have in your arsenal as possible, because when you're connected to the divine, and when you're going to get those prayers answered, and when you're connected to yourself, you can hear your voice, feel your truth, and whether you like the answers that you're receiving or not, you're going to get them. So life is not always easy for everyone, and the challenges are just opportunities for growth. So you're either going to hide from them, or you're going to, like, take the bull by the horns and embrace them. Think about the most successful people. Are they the ones that are just, like, sitting around and doodling their thumbs? Well, maybe if, you're blessed to be, born into trust funds, but is that going to help your mental health and your happiness? And is that, who knows? Like, that could be another opportunity for challenges so that you can take on these great responsibilities. So what I'm saying is that with most of the greatest growth, you're going to be posed with challenges, and every challenge is an opportunity to overcome an obstacle and kind of rise into another level of being, of existence. And really, creative expression is what humans, we are born here to do. And the more we can know ourselves and be safe and grounded and comfortable in who we are, the more inspirational and influential we'll be on the people around us. So I have to say, I wasn't super grounded in filming this video. I did just play tennis with some girlfriends, but usually I like to ground myself. But you know what? Sometimes it's really nice to just to create and express yourself, right? So anyway, if you are looking for a successful relationship and you are already in one, but it's not healthy, or you don't have one yet and you don't know why none of your relationships are working out, start with the bottom basics. How much do you need to sleep? What food is good for your body? Talk to a doctor if you need to. And what do you like to do? Like, how much money do you need to make? Or if you're still in school, like, what grades do you need to get to reach your goal, your next goal in life? How much money do you need to make? And start writing these down. And if you don't have the answers, all you have to do is ask for guidance, pray for guidance and the answers. And life has a beautiful, magical, mysterious way of unfolding these answers to you when you don't know, and you just ask to pray for help. So let and allow the answers to show up in your life. Ask the questions if you don't have the answers. And I will just bid you adieu with the fact that you are never alone, and keep the faith and keep working on yourself, because the more you can build up that inner emotional strength, and that you're never alone, the more that God will send you blessings in your life. So I think I've talked enough in this video. If you have any other things that you think are very essential to knowing about yourself as far as basic needs before you get into a healthy and successful relationship, go ahead and put them below in the comments. Or if there's anything else other than having those passion projects and understanding, like, your social type that is good to know, put them in the comments. I know that any aspect of growth, I'm just all over it. Like, human design, astrology, prayer, like I am in this life to grow, and my work is super important to me, my work on myself. So hopefully this video has helped you at least to know that if you're struggling and you're not trying, start trying. And if you are like me and you're just seeking all the self-help you can possibly imagine, that is totally okay, because some people are here to grow, and it's not to say that you're not healthy with where you're happy with where you're at. It just means that you're open, you want to learn more, you want to grow. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And if you feel like you're always the one who is talking like, I need help with this, or you're always the one expressing yourself and expressing like, oh my gosh, all these things keep going wrong, and then you're the one talking about it, that's good. That's good to be out and loud and proud about the things and the struggles you're going through, because if you're sharing your struggles with other people, you're going to be helping them. So share what you're going through. Don't keep it to yourself. When you are struggling, you are never alone. When you are struggling, that is the time to share. And honestly, who gives a flying rat's booty what anybody thinks? If you're gonna let that hold you back, you're stunting your own growth. So forget about what people think. Write down your basic needs. Figure out what do you like, what you need to for your own growth, and what your social type is, and what your passion projects are. What do you like to do? Focus on yourself, and everything else will fall into place. The energy itself will come into alignment. So good luck with your relationships. Please comment any of your experiences below. And if you have anything else that you'd like to share, please do. Please subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell for more notifications on my upcoming videos. I'm new to YouTube. I super appreciate your support. So like this video, and I will talk to you next time.